AI is a tool. It's only going to get people in your company much smarter, much more effective, much more efficient. There's no one doing digital banking, fintech. We did it. There's no one doing Visa. There's no one doing digital remittance. We did it. Moldcell obviously primarily is always been a company for connecting people. We are going to continuously work towards evolving our businesses, expanding our businesses, creating the right avenue and platform for the youth of Moldova to try and launch more and more businesses. Definitely. So existing partnerships has been going on for a long time. For us as a company, as a family, partnerships are very, very important.
Suntem alături de domnul Nirvana Chaudhary. Mr. Nirvana, hello and welcome back to Chișinău. It's been a year since our last interview and lots have happened since then. Shall we dive in?
Of course. Thank you so much for having me. It's always such a pleasure to be here with you, and it's the people who make the country, and meeting with you with so much of positivity and vibrancy, just there's no better way to start the interview than with you.
Thank you so much. Looking at Moldcell today with its diversity of investments in digital and financial services, how do you define Moldcell? And is it primarily a telecom company, a tech company, or more of a digital ecosystem?
Well, Moldcell obviously primarily is always been a company for connecting people, connecting them through mobile voices, then connecting them through data services, connecting families through added data services with broadband services. But I think in the last 1 year, since the last time we spoke, Moldcell has become a good blend between a digital tech, yet I would say something which is more of what we call in our company. It's a digitally human company. That means deep inside the core of Moldcell is all heart. Everything we do, our customers and what their lifestyle is and the ease of their day-to-day solution is what Moldcell wants to cater to. From making their first call to the business data services, to the family having data services, to as you are aware that we've also launched our fintech services.
Definitely.
Through Moldcell Money, and we are probably one of the first companies in the region who's been integrated with Visa. We are perhaps the first company in Moldova who's got digital remittance integrated, with the huge amount of youth migrating outside. For them to be using services from Western Union, MoneyGram, and we have our own product in the pipeline. To be sending money wallet to wallet is again something which goes beyond just providing a tech solution or a digital solution. It is something because we see the need of the people in Moldova, the need of people that this is required, and Moldcell is always there to bridge that gap, whether it's providing telecommunication services, fintech services, broadband services, retail services, providing the different kind of hardware side ecosystem. We're there. We're getting there. We're one by one launching it, and I must say this is just the beginning.
From all the services that you have launched in the last few years, which one of them is the most successful in your opinion?
I think the most successful venture of ours has definitely been Foundation.
The Foundation.
Yes. This is something which sits in the core of Moldcell as our family. I think with the kind of smaller initiatives that Moldcell's trying to get itself engaged in the community, with the elderly people, with the children, within our company, the kind of activities that we've been doing. Every time I come and meet the beneficiaries, our partners, I meet our own team, and the sense of belongingness, the sense of hope, the sense of gratitude, the sense of fulfillment that I'm seeing, that's definitely our biggest success so far, that I would like to say.
You mentioned a little bit earlier about the future projects that you want to develop. Can you give us a hint?
Of course. Moldcell primarily is a company that's built the highway infrastructure, the hardware infrastructure. Today, when we see a lot of tech companies use that hardware, that highway, for providing their services. So Moldcell really sits in this perfect situation where we can leverage and expand on different kind of services which probably do not exist or probably can be leveraged through our ecosystem. We are definitely hoping that very, very soon we'll be looking at a strong partnership acquisition in a finance company, which will then help the Moldcell money to further provide lending facilities for our retail business, for our handset business, for other businesses. We can use digital technology, digital tool, digital intervention on the traditional brick and mortar finance and take it to the hands of every customer using Moldcell. We're also looking at finalizing a very strong retail hardware company who's traditionally been in the B2B segment. How do we get those products and services using Moldcell, My Moldcell app, the e-commerce ecosystem, the fintech solution, the financing solution, and provide electronic hardware to more and more customers in the country at much more and more affordable prices. We are a firm believer of SDGs. Moldcell's entire backbone of our foundation is built on the ESGs and the SDGs, and we want to be a strong contributor to the reduction of the carbon emission in the country. So we want to be able to, in the very near future, launch some new age electric vehicles as well in the country.
If I'm not mistaken, you have already experience in building electronic cars for Nepal.
Not only in Nepal, in about 6 different countries.
6 different countries already.
We have a manufacturing plant also coming up in Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Maldives, Bhutan, Nepal. We really want to expand to this part of the world as well. And obviously, for us, coming to this part of the world means we got to start from our home ground, that is Moldova. And we want to start that. We feel that Moldova as a country has pledged for the COP during the COP28 and now at COP 32 that 30% of the vehicles on the road will be electric vehicle by year 2030. 100% will be electric vehicle by the year 2040. So we want to be able to help Moldova to accelerate that process. So that's another venture I think we should be, and I'm personally really interested in, in the art, in the digital art and the hospitality of Moldova. And in a personal capacity, I'm always looking at maybe a very small investment in a beautiful boutique winery or a beautiful boutique hotel that might be coming up soon. So yeah, that's about it.
Of course, nothing is possible without partnerships, and you have already built quite strong partnerships with Ericsson, with Visa, with Bitdefender. What is your assessment in these partnerships, and can you hint a new partnership to come?
Definitely. So existing partnerships has been going on for a long time. For us, as a company, as a family, partnerships are very, very important. I mean, we've got partners in our group who've been together with us for over 40 years. And we've never in our group's history have had to go to our drawing board and take out an agreement to see if something is wrong, right? So we really believe in the right partnership. Even with Ericsson, we're continuously working on talking to them for providing us a solution which they're doing it in other developed markets. So we're telling them, hey, don't look at markets like Moldova as a secondary market, that the latest technology will go to much more bigger markets. We need those technologies here as well. So we're constantly evolving and pushing our partners to making sure that we bring the right technology, world-class technology to Moldova. But more importantly, we are also working with our partners and pushing them to be able to do a lot of philanthropic work in the country that they're operating in with us. So I think that relationship is evolving to the next level, right? But obviously, when we are launching our electrical mobility business, we'll be expanding on the electronics business. They are world-class companies that we work with. So hopefully we'll bring them to Moldova. They are world-class brands that CG themselves have. We are exporting to over 45-50 countries. We'll be bringing our own brands on FMCG, for example, to Moldova. So FMCG, electric mobility, consumer white goods, electronics, microfinance, finance company, our existing retail growth, our existing 5G. We were the number one company to launch 5G in Moldova, and then the competition started following us. Again, changing the ecosystem and mindset of the youth who want to do a lot more activities and businesses in the digital sector. So we're just getting started. We're just warming up. We are going to continuously work towards evolving our businesses, expanding our businesses, creating the right avenue and platform for the youth of Moldova to try and launch more and more businesses. I've been talking with our team that we must be also engaging in impact investment, social business, training them, providing the youth internship, work experience, probably creating a fund for investing in those companies. So we're very, very open. But I'm really looking forward to having a small investment in a boutique hotel in Moldova.
Well, you do have with your family quite large investments in hotel area all over the world. So, of course, having one here would be a logical next step.
Absolutely. Today we are almost sitting with 200 hotels. We've got phenomenal partnerships with companies like Taj, Marriott, Fairmont, Radisson, all over the world. Assets that we own, they manage. Assets that we own and manage together. Assets that others own but we manage, so different model. And I think there's a huge opportunity for much more bespoke yet properties that we can create a circuit with in East Europe that has another level of high-end lifestyle hospitality service. But in each hotel, there's a blend of local art, local artistry, local, like for example in Moldova, having very ethnic art which showcases the heart of the hotel, but not compromising on that level of service. That's the kind of concept which I really want to start exploring.
One of Moldcell's stated goals is to develop a super app, a digital platform where users can easily access a wide range of services. And with banks and other big players also building similar platforms, what is your strategic vision to outcompete them and to make Moldcell's app the number one option for Moldovans?
So we have never really got into any business or any new initiative thinking we are going to outbeat the competition, right? Our mindset's always been, let's work on providing the best solution and let's keep a benchmark to ourselves. That's why, there's no one doing digital banking, fintech. We did it. There's no one doing Visa. There's no one doing digital remittance. We did it. So we ourselves are keeping a benchmark for ourselves to be able to grow. And when you have a market where other banks or other companies are providing similar services, it always helps the market because it makes the customers or potential customers much more aware on what these are the options to do this. But for us, we want to be able to create, and that's what we're working on the My Moldcell app. Whether you want to buy your daily groceries or even tomorrow buy a car, you have the financing option there, insurance option there. From the time you wake up in the morning to your household needs, to your car needs, to paying the tuition for your education or your electricity, or procuring any electronics for your home, or getting finance for it. We want to be there in every part of your daily life in some way or the other.
But it's very important, of course, to have also a regulatory approach. Yes. So speaking of fintech, we do believe that. What do you believe is the right regulatory approach to ensure the level play field between traditional banks and innovative companies offering financial solutions?
So the age of digital banking, neo-banking, fintech is inevitable. It is going to continue to grow because the younger population will continue to, they don't want to visit branches. They'll continue to and exceedingly fast use the digital services more and more. But will the bank shut down? No. There is still a relatively large percentage of the population who still want to go visit the banks and who still want to be able to, avail services from the brick and mortar physical banks. So I think both will exist, but the day the banks it's very, very important for the banks to reinvent themselves. To be able to say, while we are doing the conventional banking, we need to digitize our services. So if they do that, then it's great. If they don't, then I think they'll be left behind in the race over a period of time.
We live in the area of artificial intelligence, and I cannot not ask you about your point of view on artificial intelligence and how it's changing the core of the business. And of course, even Andy Jassy, the CEO of Amazon, did say that there will be quite big cuts in the company, within the company. What is your message to the employees of Moldcell and the implementation of new technologies within the company?
Well, in our company, we had a conference about 2 weeks ago, and it was an AI conference, but our AI was affectionate intelligence. And I said it during the conference as well that, when computers started to come up, we thought the same way that, oh my God, it's going to replace the human beings. Then different type of tools and apps started to come. We're like, it's going to do that. AI is a tool. It's only going to get people in your company much smarter, much more effective, much more efficient. I do not think it'll really replace a lot of work, even a lot of jobs, a lot of people. Even if it does, it'll only help your existing level of the job to become better. For example, today you might have AI in education, for example. Or let me give you an example which I found it very fascinating, is, Andrew Hoffman, right? The founder of LinkedIn. He trained an AI model of himself to go through all his books and his interviews and so much of data. And then his AI avatar was interviewing him, right? And it was a surreal interview I saw, because he knew exactly his strengths, areas where he did not know, his perspective that needed to come out. And it was like a very well crafted interview. But it was a very predictive interview, And when you're having an interview like this, which is more spontaneous, which goes beyond the data that is fed in the AI realm, it becomes much more interesting. So will interviews and all be replaced by AI? No. Will you get much more knowledge through AI tools about the interview content? Yes. The quality of interview will become better? Yes. So I think AI will be a tool to help grow, to make the current work processes much more effective and efficient. People will start realizing that let's automate a lot of things. Automation will happen more. Tomorrow, you're talking about autonomous driving, right? Sooner or later, it'll come out. What will happen to all the people driving the cars? Well, there'll be so many more new businesses created out of that as well. So, there'll be a lot of shuffle that will happen, but I don't think many people will really go out of job. They will be retrained into other work, or trained at a much higher level of what they're doing. Much more industries will pop up out of this. So AI will be more of a tool, will be a complementary tool to you for you to grow.
What are the main threats and risks that companies today should be future-proofing themselves and their clients against?
Definitely investing in the right people is there, but more importantly, investing in the right technology, not taking shortcuts in substandard technological products, having the right kind of products to safeguard, let's say, cybersecurity related threats. People today, companies today, individuals today are more prone to getting cyber attacks. Data is like one of your biggest assets. Manipulation in the data, manipulation in your transactions, I think is a threat which is going to increasingly grow, exceedingly grow. So I think companies need to invest in the right kind of security technology. Companies need to start investing in training of the people to understand these threats, these soft areas. I think the third one is that companies conventional legacy companies need to understand that newer companies do not have the legacy already invested infrastructure. So when they have a much more better idea, they start off with low capital, low fixed overheads, low capex, low operating costs, so they'll be far more effective and efficient to compete with you. So unless the existing companies are continuously reinventing themselves, they themselves are going to be the biggest threat to being wiped out tomorrow.
And finally, what is your core message to Moldovan business leaders?
Well, Moldova, I was taking a walk yesterday, from a beautiful new restaurant that had opened up. And it was, I just come from Paris yesterday. And I have seen Chisinau. The streets have become so clean, and I was walking through the park, which was lush green, and the gardens were filled with flowers, and I could see couples and friends sitting in the park benches with smile and talking about good days to come, and it just gives you a great sense of optimism in the country. The fact that the EU integration is already happening. You're seeing a large number of interests from European companies to expand into Moldova. While through geopolitics, the neighboring countries are in a little bit of trouble, but I think it's a matter of time that things will settle down. Moldova is going to become stronger and stronger. And this is a country that we believe in, and it's something which we've always said, that we are here to stay. Moldova is a country where we feel really proud of Moldcell. We want to help grow Moldcell more and more. As you can, I did share with you some of the things that we're planning to do. In our group history, we've never sold a company. We've always been part of it, and the company's been part of our family. Unless we've been a minority shareholder in a company, which is a strategic play, but Moldcell is something which is 100% owned by the family. And it's a company that is a crown jewel for us. Might be not because of the revenue, but because of the company's culture, because of the people, because of the continuous good work it's doing, the continuous impact it's making. So I'm very proud of all our team members in Moldcell. I'm very proud of our CEO, Carolina, who I look up to a lot. I'm very proud of the foundation team led by Irina. I'm very proud of every individual leading their domain. And I'm so excited to be able to share with them. I've not even shared with my own team what I'm sharing with you today. But I'm so excited to share with them the plans that we have for Moldcell.
Thank you so much, Nirvana,
much
for everything.
Thank you.
For a great interview again. I hope to see you again soon, and much luck for developing further the company.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time.